Hi, this is Natalie Eve Marquis with the Wisdom Within. I'm an intuitive energy healer and teacher here in Sedona, Arizona, and I wanted to introduce you to my intuitive reading services. In fact, I'd love it if you scheduled a reading with me. But first I thought it might be helpful for you to know how I work and what my process is. So typically what happens when you schedule a session is that I like to know as little information about you as possible in the beginning. And this is because I like you to come in. When you come in, or if we connect by phone or Zoom, I tap into your energy first and I say an opening prayer. And I believe it's important to connect us to the highest love and light. So your source of information, the source of the information for the reading, is the highest love and light. There's all kinds of energies out there, and we just want to be sure we are pulling in and setting the intention for the highest love and light. So I always say an opening prayer and intention. And then once that happens, I usually start receiving information on your behalf, and I share that with you. And then when that sort of comes to a little bit of a peter, after I've shared that, then I open it up for questions. And so it's always important to come to a session, whether it's in person or on the phone or Zoom, with a list of questions. And those questions can be anything that you're struggling with, or that you have challenges with, or that you're wanting insight and guidance on. The type of readings that I do, I am a spiritual psychic, spiritual intuitive. So they tend to be, the goal of them is to help you navigate your life purpose and your life path with greater ease and joy, frankly. That tends to be the direction and the insight and the guidance that comes through. I also do some mediumship work. So if you're wanting to connect with a loved one, typically what I will do is I will ask the name of your loved one. If you have a piece of clothing or something that belonged to them, you can bring that with them. If it's a phone or a Zoom session, you don't need to do that. Then I try to, I connect with them. If they're willing to come in, we can't control what spirits decide they want to visit us today. So I invite them in, and after about 5 or 10 minutes, I share information that I'm receiving. And if this is validating that it truly is your loved one, then we continue on with the session. If I'm not getting a presence showing up on your behalf, then we can bring this session to a close, no charge. So I usually make sure we do that within the first 5 or 10 minutes when it's a mediumship type reading. Other than that, my ultimate goal is, when we have a session, is that you receive the insight, guidance, and support that you need. So sometimes during a session, if anything comes up that needs a little bit of healing work, with your permission, we do that as well. And because I want you to leave feeling empowered by the information you received, hopeful and optimistic about being able to step forward on your path, and live a life that is in your highest and best good. So that's my process for doing intuitive and psychic readings. Sometimes I also pull in oracle cards, or I use tarot cards like oracle cards, so sometimes I use those and sometimes I don't. It's all a matter of what your preference is. So that is my process, and I invite you to schedule a session with me sometime. My name is Natalie Eve Marquis. I am with the Wisdom Within in Sedona, Arizona. Thank you.